Here's another strike against obesity. If you are overweight, if you have underlying health issues, you need to be very, very careful and listen the fuck up. The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised. What's going on, fam? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with some more nuts on yo chin. Thank you so much for being here. If you didn't check out yesterday's video about the Elliot Atwell coaching scandal, go check that video out. It's very important to know what's going on in the fitness industry, and they are like building a battleship like fucking Noah's Ark. I guess everyone's so worried about the coronavirus that they are literally right now they gotta do major construction. I love it every fucking time. A couple things that I want all of you to do, and I really think that you should do. Got a couple podcasts out there that will enlighten you a lot on the situation. One of them, the most important one that I would like for you to check out, and a lot of you already listened to this, the hair's everywhere. A lot of you already listened to Joe Rogan and his podcast. He recently had on an infectious disease expert about the coronavirus, and I want to talk about one or two points that really stood out from that interview. And it was all about facts. It wasn't about scare tactics, because one of the things that's an issue in the news and the media is because these outlets need attention. Look, I make videos for attention. I make videos for views. But when you start having news outlets that make content and headlines for views and for clicks, you don't really know what's true and what's not. We don't know what's being sensationalized and what is like, oh my God, I need to lock the doors, pull down the shades, and, it's a zombie apocalypse. We don't know how to toe that line, so everyone's just either, they're blowing it out of proportion, it's fake news, or they're really, really worried and spending $1,000 for fucking hand sanitizer. So go listen to what that expert on Joe Rogan's podcast says about hand sanitizer. It's just general hygiene. Take care of yourself. Hand sanitizer, pretty much washing your hands, it's not going to be what like wipes out and completely protects you. What's mostly going to protect you, check this out, is taking care of your health. Shocker! Holy fucking shit. You mean being a healthy person will keep you from getting sick? Ooh, methinks that's a really good point. Sleep more. Surround yourself with good people, have good community, train, exercise, go into the sauna, hydrate, fucking sleep. Sleep is like the number one thing for your immune system. Repair, recover, meditate, decrease your stress, practice yoga, be consistent, do that over and over again. I mean, if you weren't washing your hands before, you nasty beesh, now you should wash your fucking hands. So at least this virus will teach people some basic fucking hygiene. What an infectious disease expert, like fucking top of the food chain, this is what his life has all been about studying, says to be fucking healthy and take care of yourself. And the crazy thing is, because in the United States, we don't have the same population density. In China, they have just massive megalopolises, like, is that the word? Just 60 million people in a metropolitan area. We have like a huge city at 10, 11 million like New York City, but the surrounding areas aren't that densely populated or nowhere near as densely populated. So you have all these different animals and all these different, birds and then ground dwelling animals, and just these viruses jump around, and humans are animals. So these viruses jump around really quickly in a dense population. It's just a melting pot, and this infectious disease expert actually called it in his recent book. But I'll let you go listen again. Go check out that recent Joe Rogan podcast episode. But here's the next part of this whole discussion. He was saying that the United States is going to be very interesting to watch, and it's going to be a real strong cause for concern because of the unique risk factor situation. And what does he mean by that? The risk factor is obesity.
We know that obesity is just like smoking in terms of its ability to really cause severe life-threatening disease, and 45% of our population today over the age of 45 in this country are obese or severely obese, and there's men and women. So one of the concerns we have is we're going to see more of these, what I guess I would call very serious and life-threatening cases occur in our country because of a different set of risk factors than we saw in China.
Diabetes. He fucking said those goddamn words. In China, you don't have an obesity epidemic. You have a population explosion. You have the state-run country, and then you have a lot of restrictions and suppressions and all that different culture war and the global politics. Not for this episode. This is not a conspiracy theory thing. This is the facts. If you have diabetes, if you're obese, if you're not taking care of yourself, wow, that's fucking half the population. People, you need to be really vigilant about your relatives and people in your circle that are obese. I don't think anyone in this country realizes how much this can tear shit up. From a supply chain, things that are produced in China, even assembled here, but produced in China. Not only that, but the obesity epidemic. Where are you at, fat acceptance? Where are you at? Where the fuck are you at, fat positive people? Wait till those people start getting the coronavirus. I mean, I don't want anyone to get sick and die, but this is literally survival of the... Come on, Survival of the fittest. Take care of yourself, exercise, be healthy, sleep. If you haven't taken care of yourself to this point, fucking start today. Start today. You are at risk already. If you're obese, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're sleeping like shit, if you're eating like shit, if you're trashing your fucking body, you're at risk already. Without the virus, you're at risk for just regular disease, regular preventable disease, diabetes and the like. Now we got this virus and now everyone's so worried and, oh my God, getting sick. Yeah, it's the elderly. And you look at, oh, it's mostly elderly people. But it's not just because they're elderly. It's because those are people that have also been unhealthy their entire life. They've just been unhealthy longer. These are still probably obese people. These are still people that don't eat well. These are still generations of people that don't exercise, that don't meditate, that don't practice yoga, that don't do any of this shit. So not only are they unhealthy, but they're also older. That's why they're dying. That's why they're catching it so fucking fast. Wait till we get to the younger people that have those risk factors. People are going to start freaking the fuck out because they're going to see 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds getting it. But it's going to be because they already have those risk factors, because they already trashed their fucking body. So I implore you, go listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. Someone also told me that Sam Harris's recent podcast had something to do with the coronavirus. So I recommend his podcast as well. I believe it's the Making Sense podcast. So go check that out on Apple Podcasts and everywhere. So Joe Rogan's podcast, and someone also mentioned just before I went to record this, Sam Harris's podcast, so you can go and check that out to get some actual intelligent people discussing these issues so you can be prepared. But what are your thoughts? Drop it down below. Be fucking healthy. And if you're afraid of going to the gym or your gym's shutting down, like there are other problems like them shutting down fucking schools, nurses and medical practitioners that have kids in these schools. Like, how are they going to take care of them? How are they going to be able to provide their services and take care of their kids at home? Like, this is not a long-term solution. This is going to be around for months and months and months, and we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be prepared for it. So even more reason to train at home, but stay healthy, practice your yoga, do your training, do your meditation, do an elimination diet, cut out the shit. Now is the fucking time to do it. So actually, I'll even drop it down below. Remember, you can still get your special offer for Swolenormous X because you're part of the YouTube fam. This was not intended to be a plug for Swolenormous X, but entire yoga studio. We got hundreds of classes, hundreds of workouts and programs and mobility and meditation. Whatever you do, just fucking do it. Just do it, but don't wait. Don't wait. Don't hide and be unhealthy and buy all this garbage food and just think they have to hide in your house. Like, that's not going to be what stops this. What's going to stop it is actually being proactive in the future for this type of viral prevention and taking care of our health as a country. This is a wake-up call if I've ever seen one. So what are your thoughts? Drop it down below. I love you. I love you. I know I'm wearing a shirt, didn't show out the nips, but driving while gaining. Peace out, fam. Love you. Hope you enjoyed this sack on the country's chin. What about my sack on the coronavirus's chin? But then I get the coronavirus all over my ball sack.
Hey, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swolio put nuts on their chin like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is gray. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury.